Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's almost midnight for me on Saturday night, so this is going to be my Sunday post for everyone, and it's going to be today's Royal Roundup of the top stories. And I hate to say, but a lot of them are going to be stories that we've had in the press before and seen by Harry and Meghan. But let's get through them. New York Post says career coaches at Prince Harry's startup blast looming pay charges. I would say my heart is broken. A revolt is brewing at the Silicon Valley mental health and coaching startup where exiled royal Prince Harry is signed on last year, according to the report. San Francisco-based BetterUp and wellness coaches are blasting plans to change how they are compensated at the startup. Sorry. It's okay, Mason. Where the Duke of Sussex serves as the chief impact officer, reported by the Daily Beast. Though the company said in October it had raised $300 million for a $4.7 billion valuation, six of BetterUp's career coaches say that they expect new, modified contracts to equate to a large pay cut. There are so many of us now who are very upset. One career coach whose pay is set to be slashed by nearly a third told the outlet, "I would say my heart is broken, and I think there's really questionable ethics going on here." So maybe people are wondering how much Prince Harry gets paid, and is he even aware of what's going on? They're saying that these career coaches are going to have a rating system and that they will be based on that rating system, which I also don't think that's fair. But I want to make one thing clear. These, sometimes they'll call it, Harry likes to call it mental health, but these are career coaches or goal coaches. What they do is they will help you if you're not a very organized person, if you need to kind of get your schedule together, if you're going through different things and you just need help getting things back on track, they will help you in that way. But they are in no way qualified to give mental health advice and to be able to help anyone who has a true mental health diagnosis. So let's go on. Prince Harry, meanwhile, was mocked in February when he said he was suffering from burnout while telling the others to set aside time for themselves to focus on the inner work. Harry, who walked away from his role as a senior royal, said that at the time he took about 45 minutes each morning to de-stress, either by working out, walking a dog, or meditating. It'd be nice if everybody else had that much time in their day, just trying to go to your job, to take care of your families, to cook dinner, to do laundry, to take care of your extended family and loved ones, perhaps a parent. Sorry, my dog's over in the background. But yeah, a lot of us don't have time to do that, and we spend a lot of time doing this, or I do. Can't speak for anyone else, but yeah, it is important to kind of rest and recharge your batteries, but it would be nice if everybody had 45 minutes a day that they could spend doing that. Prince Charles' biographer, Jonathan Dimbleby, brands Prince Harry not the brightest and claims Meghan has led him by the nose as he slams that ghastly Oprah interview. See, why is he going back and talking about now? I mean, that's, well over a year ago. Veteran broadcaster Jonathan Dimbleby has branded Prince Harry as not the brightest and claimed he is led by the nose by wife Meghan. In a brutal assessment, he dismissed their bombshells interview with the U.S. TV's Oprah Winfrey last year as the most ghastly era of his judgment. Good to Know says the real reason Prince Harry and Meghan got married as soon as possible. Who even knows if this is true? A royal author claims for the real reason Prince Harry and Meghan got married so quickly was part of a bid to protect her. From what? Because they couldn't send royal protection out to protect an unmarried person. They didn't do it for Kate Middleton. William paid for that out of his own pocket. What's wrong with Harry? Harry wants everything paid for. He doesn't want to pay for anything out of his own money, and neither does Meghan. We know everything they want is just for free, or they want to get paid for saying anything. I'm so fed up with them at the moment. Prince Harry warned to stay away from the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Prince Harry's been warned by the Queen's experts to stay away from the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. The Duke has reportedly been given a Platinum Jubilee honor, but he has yet to officially confirm whether he'll be attending his grandmother's June celebration. I'd like to know what that Jubilee honor is, wouldn't you all? And if this is even true, this is probably something put out from his camp. And we know they're nothing but a bunch of liars and full of disinformation. The royal news comes at the biggest hint Prince Harry and Meghan Markle could return to live in the UK. Really? They're only coming back, and I don't even know if she would ever go back, but he would only come back if he come crawling on his hands and knees, and that's only after she shut the door in his face or they ran out of money. People says, and of course we know People is paid by them. They pay to put these articles in there. Prince Harry says he prioritizes his mental health by avoiding toxic parts of the online media. Are you freaking kidding me? We know they've got their spies, and they themselves have their accounts that they go on and look and see what people write. Prince Harry said it over and over in himself. He can't help but to go online to see what's written about him. He said, I know it's not good for me, but I can't, keep myself from doing it. People, cover of People magazine, the Prince Harry interview on fatherhood, Meghan, how the Invictus Games transformed his life. Yeah, to conclude, he referred to himself as someone who has faced such challenges. Well, we heard he was called Bunker Harry, and that he was protected, and he had a group that was around him to protect him from getting hurt, and that he wasn't really put in the line of fire or any real sense of danger. So which is it? I've been there. You've been there. And now we need to reach out to those who can never even imagine themselves in that place, he encouraged. When you accept a challenge is real, you can have hope. When you understand your vulnerability, you can become strong. When you're brave enough to ask for help, you can be lifted up. You can start living, doing, feeling, not simply surviving. And when you share your story, you can change the world. Really, Harry? Your story hasn't changed my world. I don't know whose world you're changing. And don't forget, you left out by not simply surviving, but thriving. I guess you can't remember all of your lines. Prince Harry says he's trying to make it possible for Archie and Lily to meet Queen Elizabeth. We have a really special relationship, the Duke of Sussex told Today about his bond with his grandmother. We talk about all kinds of things that she can't talk about to anyone else. She wouldn't tell you anything, Harry. She knows you can't be trusted. Everything you know and everything you're told goes right back to your wife, and then it comes out in the media with a dig back at the royal family. Prince Andrew's household reportedly leaked Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship to the press. I don't know. According to the Palace Papers, author Tina Brown, a servant tip from the House of York, led to the tabloids discovering Harry and Meghan's relationship. Of course, I'm reading this book, but I'm starting at the beginning. I'm about to do chapter 2. So I don't know if it says it's in there, but I don't know if that's true or not. And if it is, Meghan probably had her do it. I would think Meghan put it out herself with one of her emails, like she used to pretend to be her own agent. News broke that Prince Harry was dating American actress Meghan Markle. Blah, blah, blah. Don't even care. Anyway, the House of York refers to the household of the Duke of York, a.k.a. Prince Andrew, and his daughters, Princess Beatrice of York and Princess Eugenie of York. Eugenie? Did Meghan Markle ask her to? Teresa Longo fans, this is from Twitter, says, breaking, no attendance for Sus, not attending between June 2nd through 5th. So Harry and Meghan and kids are supposedly going to be a no-show. Huge paid Twitter campaign. This is also from Teresa Longo's fan. So if I looked and I pulled up Twitter and it was trending right here. Now you can pay to get up there in the trending, or you can just be trending because, your hashtag and everybody's talking about you. But this one doesn't have the 3 dots behind it. So he's paid a lot of money to put this in. Fatherly. Prince Harry talking to his son about disabilities in a must-read for parents. We showed him pictures of people from the Invictus Games and talked to him how people were playing wheelchair basketball and participating in other events with their different disabilities. Well, that's good that he's talked to him, and every parent needs to do that. But what's so special that Harry talks to his son? Is it because we're not even sure if he has a son to talk to? But she says, look at this carefully on Twitter. The Colossus New Sussex. Publicity around Twitter happening now. Their team has broken a big feature with the Fatherly HQ. They spent a big budget promoting it on Twitter. You'll see the topic under what's happening, but notice how the 3 dots are missing. So they paid big extra money. You cannot hide it or deem it uninteresting. You can normally go through, and if it's something you're not interested in, click on those 3 dots and it'll hide it from you and kind of store that information that maybe you're not interested in politics or you're not interested in Harry's bullshit. Fame Mad Meghan said Harry as the solution to all of her problems. Netflix responds to drop in subscribers by canceling even more projects. So even some of the shows that have been a big hit for them, supposedly the overhead is costing more than the amount that they're streaming. Since lockdown, a lot of people joined the online streaming services, and Netflix viewer engagement jumped way up. But they've got to realize lockdown is over now. People are going back out in the world. They're going back to the movie theaters, and we're finding other means of entertainment and spending time with family and friends, so that we don't have to just sit at home and watch Netflix. So I guess when they did all their big investments and offered Harry and Meghan these big super deals, along with many others, they're seeing there's no ROI or return on their investment. So now they're having to shut down a lot of these other shows. So if they're going to shut down a show that's been successful, then why not shut down the people that you gave a huge contract to that haven't really put out anything? Where is Pearl, the animated show, Megan? Where is it? Because I've heard that many of them are wanting to take over, Netflix and Spotify take over, because you can't seem to get the job done. But yet you want to report it out in the media that you're able to do this. But we all have eyes for ourselves. You've been waiting for this forever, just like it takes you years to put out a single podcast. I don't understand what the difficulty is. Is it that you feel that you're so entitled that you don't have to work and that people can pay you big deals just to listen to you go on and do a 10-minute recording? I don't think so. So there's a very good chance that this could mean goodbye Harry and Meghan, and that they would lose their deals with them. And then if they do, Harry, since you got paid so much, how much did the Invictus Foundation get off of the Invictus Games that were supposedly to be about these disabled veterans? And will they have enough to be around next year? We'd like to know that. You're so busy telling us everything you guys do for everybody and how much you're donating and how much support you offer to other countries, but you don't seem to list the dollar amount. You could be giving $1 to them for all we know. Why don't you come clean about that? The streamer was in the process of adapting Jeff Smith's graphic novel, Bone, into an animated show, but it confirmed last week the series has been axed due to a shakeup in its animation division. The show has been in development at Netflix since 2019, and this cancellation wasn't the first time that a planned adaptation of Smith's popular comic book series was unceremoniously axed. Ratch Season 2 is not coming to Netflix in May of 2022. Another month has gone by and we still don't have any updates on the status of Ratch Season 2. The One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest prequel sequel series focused on Nurse Mildred Ratched. Sarah Paulson was a success for Netflix when it was released in 2020 and received a 2-season pickup order early on. But since then, fans haven't heard much of peep from the series or the cast. So then we move on to Sophie. And Sophie was in Antigua and Barbuda. Shouldn't that be Barbados? Anyway, so she was there. They've been doing a wonderful job. And, of course, we hear the same rumblings. During Prince Edward and Sophie's visit to the islands, they've announced that they'll be becoming a republic. The Earl and Countess of Wessex have officially informed that the Caribbean islands would be cutting ties with the British monarchy. Their visit highlights the Platinum Jubilee as Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. Shouldn't this be Barbados? Told the royal couple that the nation wants to be independent. Moving on to The Sun, meeting in secret. Prince Harry kept his meeting with the Queen's private royal aides. The revelation comes after Meghan Markle's friend Omid Scobie let slip that Harry and the Queen met in private. Oh, by the way, if I haven't told you, Omid Scobie is supposed to be an executive royal reporter writing for, who is it? Is it Apple Online or one of those online things? But this guy's just so full of himself and he just disgusts me. According to Omid, Harry and Meghan keep their whereabouts private from the Queen's staff. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm about to say a bad word. excuse me, but the Queen's staff knows whatever she wants them to know, and they're not going to sneak people through or keep something secret because Harry wants them to. If anything, they were just trying to keep it secret from the papers so that Harry wouldn't have anything to be concerned about with his royal protection. But the minute he left, and when they were on their way to the Hague, well, boy, didn't it just come out in every newspaper that they always work with. We could have predicted that. However, his claims have come into question as the Sussex stayed within the royal grounds before meeting the Queen. When the meeting took place over 2 weeks, it was the first time Harry had been able to spend time completely alone with his grandmother without the watchful eyes of staff. Well, at least they did say completely alone with his grandmother. Remember, Harry lied and said that Meghan and he had tea with the Queen. We were all told, and it was reported in many places, that Meghan was supported or surrounded by 4 footmen. She never went anywhere near the Queen. So I guess he told the truth in this. Can't keep your lies straight, can you there, Mr. King of Disinformation? Harry felt overshadowed by Will. A royal author has claimed that Prince Harry felt overshadowed when the Queen Mother gave William more attention when they were growing up. Royal biographer Robert Jepson said by the time that he was just 8 years old, Prince William was already used to being treated with deference by some of the royal staff. On top of that, the Queen Mother made it quite clear which of the 2 little princes deserved more of the attention. Okay, now if you're talking about that at the age he's a little boy, do you really think he's going to know that? And yes, William is the future King of England, and they are start teaching him about his role. It's not like he can go to school for it when he's a small boy, and start preparing them of what he can expect and the things that he is going to be doing and his responsibilities. So what are you crying, Harry? Because sorry, that's right, you wanted to be king, but you'll never be king, and you're too dim-witted to be the king's assistant footman. I'm sorry, I apologize. The Sun. Cynical scheme. Meghan Markle was desperate for prestige when she snared mentally fragile Prince Harry. Bombshell new book claims. So, Harry, how does it feel to know that we all think you're drug around by your nose of your wife, and that she only married you for the money that she knew your mother left you that was paid for by the royal family, and you thought that it would give you power, and you immediately wanted to go back? You were never cut out for ribbon cutting and saying prepared speeches. You're all about the Queen of Woke, and you want to be recognized for that, and you want to be a superstar and be the next AOC of North America. Well, good luck with that, because all the skeletons in your closet will come out. The royal family may have scrubbed them for you for Harry's benefit, and so that they wouldn't have to be embarrassed by you coming into the family, but we certainly don't. It is the most explosive royal book on the year, Tina Brown's, and that's the one I'm reading, The Palace Papers. The well-connected former editor of Vanity Fair, Tadler, and The New Yorker spoke to 120 sources for her account of the firm's past 25 years. The Sun also reports, Tina says Suits star Meghan was a woman famished for prestige, frantic for validation before meeting Prince Harry. We know it. She wanted to be somebody. She volunteered for the streaming network that she was on to be able to go to different countries and try to promote it. And while she did, she was hoping she would meet somebody with money. Remember, Lizzie Cundy told us all about that. Piers Morgan told us all about it. She wanted to meet a rich aristocrat because she liked the English language and loved people with a British accent. She did not. She would do anything. And I want to know what the true story is with Andrew and Meghan anyway. Breaking York City Council vote to remove Prince Andrew's freedom of the city title. So they want to take his key back, the key to the city. It was presented to Andrew in February of 1987 as a wedding gift. The removal of the honorary title sends the right message that we as a city stand with victims of abuse. The next logical step is now for Prince Andrew to do the right thing and relinquish his Duke of York title. Maybe what the people of Sussex should do is call for the withdrawal of Harry's honorary titles, since he and his wife themselves abuse the Queen of England and the rest of the royal family members and the people of the UK, in my own opinion. That's what they should do. Not just say because they've left, but say they're abusive to the monarchy where the titles came from. If he fails to do so, the government in Buckingham Palace must step in to remove his title to finally end Prince Andrew's connection to York. Come on, people of Sussex, rise up and do something. Go to your town hall meeting, speak to your city council members, and see what it's going to take to get those titles removed. Insider. Lawyer for Meghan Markle's half-sister, Samantha, wants to pull out of her court battle against the Duchess, citing fundamental disagreements with his client. Yes, that's right. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to retract one thing I've said about Thomas and Samantha. They're both out for the limelight. They're both a couple of narcissists. They want to get in the limelight. They want to get fame. Her book sales did terrible. She wrote the book thinking that she would get more sales off the people who were disgusted by her own sister. And now she can't even get along with her attorney. He wrote her a letter and asked to be dismissed as her attorney. So let's see what Samantha has to say. And I'll tell you why. If I had a client and I was representing them in an upcoming court case and they couldn't keep their mouth shut and went on every social media outlet they could and continued to talk about people that were going to be in that particular court case, I would say, I can't represent you because you don't listen to advice from your counsel. A lawyer for Samantha Markle submitted a formal motion to withdraw from her lawsuit against Meghan Markle. Samantha's lawyer cited irreconcilable differences. Do you get that, people? Now, if this is a guy who thinks he's stands a chance to make a good bit of money and that he's got a good case, why would he walk away from it unless he really just could not get along with his client, unless she wasn't taking his advice? That's neither here or there. It's none of my business. I'm just telling you my opinion. Samantha's lawyer cited those irreconcilable differences, and she had filed a defamation lawsuit against Meghan over comments made during a 2021 Oprah interview. The attorney for Meghan Markle's half-sister no longer wants to represent her in her defamation lawsuit against the Duchess of Sussex. There's a reason there, people. Think about it. And I know many people are still sympathetic to Thomas and Sam. Not me, not anymore. I've seen enough. I've tried to help each of them, and I've seen enough now of my own eyes, and my gut is telling me no. So I wish them well. I don't dislike them. I've got no hard feelings against them. I'm just telling you they're both a couple of crooks, in my opinion. According to BuzzFeed, Samantha suggested in a Monday Getter post, and I was on there saying you need to stop doing this, that her colleague didn't drop her as a client and that she's in the process of acquiring a new attorney. Well, he did drop her. He wrote her a letter asking to be dismissed, which is what he legally had to do. And she said, of course you can be released. The man couldn't work with her. So I don't care what bullshit she says in here either. He could not get along with her, just like Meghan's staff cannot get along with her. They don't want to listen to people. They don't want to take anybody's advice. And the father is the same way, because if the father had been talking out in the media for 3 years now and he hadn't got any closer to having a sit down or even a phone call from his daughter, what makes you think going to the Platinum Jubilee is? And I'm pissed off about that, because if he upstages the Queen during this time, I am going to be so mad. And you know it's going to make every headline, because just him going on and talking to Dan the other day at GBN made headlines, and I showed you how many articles that he was headlining. So they got nothing else to write about, and they're going to write about anything that's clickbait, and the Markle family is clickbait. Seems like all the Markles can be difficult to deal with. They absolutely can. And New York Post says, why Spotify dropped its deal with Barack and Michelle Obama. Well, let's just see. The Obamas are searching for a new home for their podcast after Spotify reportedly declined to offer the former first couple a new contract because they didn't make enough personal appearances on the streaming service. Barack and Michelle Obama are reportedly in talks with several companies, including Amazon's Audible and iHeartMedia, on a deal that will likely be worth tens of millions. I know, keep giving these stupid people tens of millions of dollars. They went in the White House broke. They were funded by Soros and everybody else that that is dirty in politics. And now people want to listen to them and buy their book and keep doing this when they're as corrupt, and more is going to come out about that, I assure you. I wouldn't waste my time on any of them. And I'm sorry, yes, did I get a little angry in this? I absolutely did. Am I a little frustrated and fed up that the articles that they're paying are being published in these places? Yes, I am. I understand they've got a business to run, but I'm sick of the lies being put out there, and I'm sick of the royal family not standing up and doing something to offset all of these lies that are out there. And I feel like if they don't start to speak up, and if they don't handle this, what's going on with Thomas, then they're going to find a lot of people that are not going to be supporting the monarchy and Prince Charles and everybody else in the future because of this. But you know what? If they don't want to listen to the advice and they want to go ahead and put their family first, when you've got family that's suffering from mental illness and they're doing everything they can to bring you down to stop a 1,000-year-old tradition, well then, if you feel like you must have them in your family, go ahead. If you're worried about the optics, I'd rather it be out there that we didn't invite them back to the Jubilee, or that we can't have them come back to the family because they're no longer trusted members of our family, than be worried about people turning on the royal family because they have something negative to say, or they combat the articles that are out there. Well, that's all I have for you all today. Again, sorry about my temperament at the moment, but I hope everybody is having a great weekend. I hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday. I am going to spend some time with my family and go do some different things with them and take a break from this. As you can see, it's much needed. So I appreciate you for listening. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up or throw an emoji in there. And thank you all for being here. I want to thank all my new subscribers. And I'll be back with you in the next video. We're going to get through that book and try to get to some of the more current things that are happening. So stay tuned, and I love you all. Goodbye.